It is that time. Welcome on in to your Hooters Football Friday live here at Hooters Lone Tree. I'm Aniello Piro, joined by Emily from Hooters Aurora. Hope everybody's doing well out there. We're getting ready to talk a little football. We've also got the contest continuing to go where we've got free wings for a year up for grabs. So stay tuned to listen in on how you could win those free wings for a year. But Emily, you had a longer day yesterday than I did, but we talked about it last week on the show. Last night here at Hooters Lone Tree was the Hooters pageant, and looks like you did a good job here at the baseball and all that good stuff, but you also were one of the finalists.
I sure am. I got placed in third last night. I'm so very, very excited. I'm ready. I'm happy it's done. This is a long lead up. This was my Super Bowl. I am tired. I never want to see another rhinestone again. I don't want to see another feather again. This year was the year of the wings.
Yeah, we noticed that last night.
Had beautiful wings, and then I think you guys should take that year of the wings and get a year of wings by entering our contest that we have going on.
Look at that, Emily.
Oh, yeah.
She's sharp today. She is sharp. Yeah, and guys, head over to the Mile High Sports social media channels where you'll have a chance to answer a few questions. We've been doing it week by week throughout the course of the playoffs. Each correct answer is worth 1 point, and after the Super Bowl, we will announce a winner for free Hooters wings for a year. You do not want to miss out on that. So be sure to head over to our social media at Mile High Sports. We'll be pushing out those links here throughout the afternoon and the weekend as well, so you can have your chance to win free wings for a year. So we're going to talk about the games, but I want to talk a little bit about the pageant first, because this is like the creme de la creme, I feel like, for Hooters each year, right?
Yeah,
it's kind of like it's a big deal here in Colorado.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, we were prepped on it. We've been getting text messages for weeks, for months.
Oh, man.
This has been everybody's biggest night of the year. All of the ladies that competed last night were so beautiful. It was so much fun. I was in an RV in the back parking lot having to sprint across this little terrain to get back in here for costumes, for swimsuits, for crownings, just to see everybody.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I'm very glad it's done, but it was probably in the top 10 nights I've ever had.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great night here at Hooters Lone Tree. Absolutely jam-packed. Like, we got here, I don't know, like close to 6:30, and like there was like a line out the door. Like, it was absolutely incredible. So great turnout, great group of ladies, and looking forward to see how that all comes together with the calendar and, of course, with Mile High Sports Magazine when we get to the football issue. So there was 2 rounds, though. There's the costume round and the swimsuit round, and you had a bit of a baseball focus in your costume.
I sure did, yep. I grew to Florida. I got to go to the spring training for the Rays and the Red Sox.
Nice.
So that was my childhood. I thought that I would pay a little bit of a tribute to that. And what I do, we have free reign to do whatever we want with our costumes. I mean, we had Tinkerbell on stage. We had baseball players, football players. We had a lot of Vegas showgirls.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun seeing how girls could get creative with incorporating that Hooters logo into their costume.
Well, selfishly, I'm going to say I think you did an incredible job. Go ahead and hold up the bat and show that to the camera real quick. I mean, this is a bat. What's your estimation on how many rhinestones are on the bat?
I would probably say about 5,000.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, how long did that take you? You also did the baseball right here too.
And my shoes and my jersey.
Yeah, you had it all.
My jersey was bedazzled too. I don't ever want to see another rhinestone again. I was working on it yesterday morning.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
It
was pageant crunch time.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, I mean, like, seriously, like, once you rolled out with that and the baseball, I was like, this is some serious effort here.
Yep.
So
I go 100% all the time.
I dig it. How many times have you done the pageant now?
This is my first time.
Oh, this was your first time. Okay, look at that. So, and you came out, top 3. That's a pretty good feeling.
I know. So. And all the ladies, like I said, were so beautiful. I'm so happy that I got to see everybody. And I got to get a lot of ideas for next year too.
Yeah.
I mean, so you can only learn so much from that pageant. The pageant paperwork that Lauren gives out, it's like 8 inches thick. It's huge. But yeah, no, getting to do it and be there, I learned so much. And Hooters has always left me just kind of proud of myself, because it is kind of it's It's nerve-wracking getting up on a stage.
They got like a whole they take, I know you guys can't see it right now, but like we're like in the middle of the dining room and there's probably, I don't know, maybe a dozen tables that they kind of move all out of the way. And there's like this whole runway stage. I was talking to Sean earlier and like he was in here this morning breaking it down. I mean, it is like a full-on production of the trailer in the back. I mean, I had to circle around the parking lot like 4 times just to find a spot last night. I mean, it is like the place to be every year. For the Hooters Colorado pageant as well.
Yeah,
so
all the tables were pulled up against it. Everybody got such a great view of all the costumes, all the attention to detail that went into last night. It was astounding.
Yeah, and Danny and I, along with one of our other coworkers, Jo, we were the judges last night, and they pulled us in the back with like this huge packet of information. They gave us like this rundown on here's how you should vote, here's how you shouldn't vote, here's what matters, here's what doesn't matter. They told us not to take crowd noise into effect, which I think is probably the right way to do it. But like, what was there, like 20-something girls last night?
22, 23.
I mean, that is like an impossible. That was like the hardest night of work I've ever had in my life, to be honest with you. Like, it's like sitting here trying to, okay, this, that. So no, but it all worked out. So again, come on down next year. You missed it if you didn't come out last night, but they do it every year. This is my second time being a part of it, and they've both been at Hooters Lone Tree. So I'd imagine that'll probably be par for the course here moving forward. So congratulations. You did a great job.
Thank you.
And we're looking forward to everything with Hooters here at Mile High Sports and continuing along with our fantastic relationship. But okay, before we get into the football, if you missed out last night, why don't you tell the people why there are some reasons to come into Hooters? You guys have specials on deck.
We have Wing Wednesdays. All you can eat wings. It's also buy 20, get 10 free on Wednesday.
That is a great thing.
So you can come out to Aurora to get some smoked wings and the 20 and 10 to go. Enjoy your holidays, enjoy whatever you've got going on. Get your wings to go, take them home, and feast.
Yeah.
I love getting some Daytona wings. Daytona wings are a little sticky. They're a little messy. I understand wanting to go shower after you eat them.
Yeah, but isn't that the purpose of wings? Like, I had to go boneless last night just because I was like, all right, I got to judge, so I probably like shouldn't, have wing sauce all over my face and all over my fingers. But when you're eating wings, you want to dive in. But for the health conscious people out there, I found this out last night. They do non-breaded boneless wings.
Was that my answer? I think I had.
Oh yes, you did.
I think I had grilled boneless wings on my secret menu item.
And that's what Jeff, who we were with last night, he's on his big no carb health kick, to start the year, and he got those, and I think he got like garlic parmesan. They look fire. I went traditional. I like my buffalo. I like my Daytona, but there's always something new. There's always something for everybody here at Hooters. So good stuff. And you said it was a buy 20, get 10 free on Wednesdays.
Yep.
I mean, that's a 30 piece for the price of 20.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a win right there for sure.
And you can mix and match 20 bone in, 10 boneless.
Yeah, it's incredible, in this indecisive era that we kind of live in, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, different sauces, you can get the whole package with our friends over here at Hooters. So be sure to come on down. 5 locations across Colorado: Colorado Springs, Lone Tree, Aurora, Westminster, and Loveland. There's a Hooters all across the Front Range for you to get your chicken wing needs. But okay, so we'll get into the challenge here in just a moment, but what were your thoughts on the last weekend's games? I mean, you have the Commanders with a huge upset over the Detroit Lions, a team that I thought was probably at least going to make the Super Bowl. So that was probably the big story of that game. The Chiefs, we don't got to talk about them too much. They kind of, do what we expect them to do. Bills Ravens was great as well. And Eagles Rams was a fun matchup as well. Are you surprised?
To see the Commanders pull out against the Lions. I was not expecting that. I think last week I picked the Lions to win.
Yeah, I think we all did.
Yeah, I think Savannah picked the Commanders.
Oh, she may have. Yeah, she ain't here today.
She's not here today.
She's like living it up in for her birthday, isn't she?
She's in Dallas seeing some hockey game.
Oh, okay.
Which whatever.
Hockey games are fun.
Yeah,
Dallas Stars. So we'll get you to an Avalanche game. We'll balance it out that way. The Avalanche are better than the Stars anyway. No, but I agree with you. So the Lions going down, that was crazy. I mean, they just it's the Lions. Like at the end of the day, right? Like this has historically been like in your lifetime, in my lifetime, the Lions have been a pretty bad organization. Like, and this year they won 15 games, the most games they've ever won in a season. The number 1 seed in the NFC. They had the bye, and they go out there and they just lay an egg. But that's sports.
Yeah.
Any given Sunday.
Stuff happens.
They played on Sunday, right? Or maybe they were Saturday. I don't remember. Now the games are on Sundays because we only have 2 before. We only have 3 NFL games left. Can you believe that?
It's down to the nitty-gritty.
It's insane. So no, that's interesting. We'll see what happens with Washington. Like I said, we'll get into that here in a moment. Chiefs are the Chiefs. Were you surprised at Bills Ravens though?
I kind of was. I was watching the game. I I was expecting the Ravens to pull through
Me too. I had
and
some money on them.
just kind of sweep the field. And those last 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Oh my
It
goodness.
was a roller coaster. Mark
Oh my
Andrews.
goodness.
Say a prayer for Mark Andrews. You know, I saw he put out his long little Instagram post saying he was kind of sorry and gutted at how that game ended. You know, a couple of bad drops for Mark Andrews. But, you know, Buffalo's a pretty fun team.
Mhm.
You know, Josh Allen and company, Von Miller, old pal here with the Denver Broncos. Like, we'll see now. You know, it's a rematch of the AFC Championship game from a few years ago where you had the Bills versus the Chiefs. And I think I want to speak for you, so you give me your thoughts here. Anybody but the Chiefs. Anybody but the Chiefs. Come on. Come on. You live in Colorado.
I would love to see the Broncos. I don't know what it would take for the Broncos to get to the Super Bowl.
It's going to take a lot in these next coming. Did you see what happened with the Raiders this morning?
No.
So they hired Pete Carroll, who is the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks for a while. So he's the one who led them to 2 Super Bowls, 1 win. So now the 4 head coaches in the AFC West. Sean Payton has won a Super Bowl. Jim Harbaugh, he has been to a Super Bowl, and he's a great coach overall. Pete Carroll has won a Super Bowl. And Andy Reid, obviously, the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs, has won multiple Super Bowls now, as well with Pete Carroll and Jim Harbaugh having won national championships at the collegiate level. So, like, from a head coaching perspective, the AFC, like, that's like if all 23 Hooters girls that were on stage last night all worked at one location. Like, that's kind of the best way to kind of compare it. Just like a total all-star team.
All right. Yeah.
You know, so like, it's going to be the AFC West. You talk about the Broncos and winning Super Bowls. I mean, it is going to be an uphill battle for sure. So it's going to be, you know, we'll see how it plays out. But the Broncos are on the right track. But all right, why don't we hit a quick break? When we come back, let's dive into the Hooters Challenge. We'll talk about some of the awesome specials here at Hooters. It should be your #1 destination for football game days, UFC fight nights, really any sporting event. There's like a dozen TVs surrounding us right now. There's like another dozen up at the bar as well. So make sure to make Hooters your go-to spot. But we'll hit a quick break, come back, and do just that as we get ready to talk about the Hooters Challenge right here on your Hooters Football Friday. Aniello, Emily, back in just a moment.
So many bills. Like, I can't even afford charcuterie.
No summer vacation. That's a thing. The worst? Talking on the phone with my voice. Like an animal.
Adulting is hard. Hooters is easy. All the games, all the wings, all the beers, all season. No worries. Hooters.
All right, welcome on back into your Hooters Football Friday show live here at Hooters Lone Tree. Aniello Piro joined with Emily from Hooters Aurora. Be sure to go check her out over there. If you missed her last night at the pageant, you missed out. You missed out on a ton of incredible times last night. So make sure to come on down next year as well. Real quick, though, show off the little sash. I mean, that's pretty – I like that. We got the baseball bat. We got the baseball. So what's the next step for you now? Like, what do you get for being in the top 6?
So I actually just got a wonderful text message from Lauren.
Shout
out, Lauren.
Shout out, Lauren.
Thank you for all the work you do. We are getting ready to do a little bit of a interview with you guys, I believe. We're going to do a little bit of a photo shoot, a little bit of an interview. All I know is I get to show up and I don't have to do my hair or makeup. Somebody's going to do it for me.
That is true. We do.
And I'm so excited for that.
Yeah. Well, you know, you've had a little bit of media training, right? Doing the show this year. So we'll have to get the other ladies up to speed for the stuff we do with the magazine. But I think, were you in the magazine or the calendar you were in?
I was in the calendar. So I have a little bit of photo shoot experience. I'm still newer to this.
Okay.
But this will be my first time shooting with you guys besides what we do every week.
It'll be a good time. And like, that's like at our studio where, not the studio that you've been to, but like our photog studio. Like, that's where we've done Patrick Surtain. We've done, who else? We've done like Patrick Surtain there twice. Kyle Freeland, I've done there a few times. I almost said who's on the next cover, so I'm glad that I caught myself because that would have been bad. But yeah, no, the photo studio is absolutely incredible. Randy and company are going to take great care of you. So we're looking forward to that magazine shoot for sure. But let's talk a little football, shall we?
Absolutely.
Let's have some fun here. All right, so only 2 games, remaining this weekend. So 4 teams total. So again, head over to the Mile High Sports social media channels. That way you can enter into the Hooters contest for your chance to win free wings for a year. And if you haven't done the first 2 weeks of the playoff challenge, there is still time because it's not like there's just one winner per week. It's a cumulative type thing. So if you go out there and you sweep the board this week, you might be in the running there for the free wings for a year. So head over to our Mile High Sports social media channels so you guys can get entered into the challenge. But All right, we got 2 games, we got a couple of totals, and then we've got kind of a wild card question here. So let's go through them. Let's start with Eagles and Commanders. Commanders, the Cinderella story, right? Nobody thought they would be here. One of the worst teams in the NFL last year. Old ownership's gone, new ownership's in, new head coach, new quarterback, and they are rocking and rolling a divisional rivalry matchup between the Eagles and Commanders that already played each other twice this year. So talk to me, Birds or Commanders?
I think I'm going to go with Commanders.
I like that. I knew I liked Emily. Because anything not Philadelphia is always a win for me.
Yeah.
So I like it. Why do you like Washington this week?
I kind of rooting. I feel like they're kind of the underdog in my eyes.
They for sure are. They're about a touchdown dog.
I'm really excited. I like rooting for the underdog. I feel like what they've done in the past couple of games has been kind of impressive. A little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little impressive. They're really fun to watch. I also really like their gold helmets. I like sparkles and they're shiny.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, I like the Commanders as well, just because I hate Philly. Like, would it surprise me if Philly wins this game? No. But I think, to your point, like kind of being the underdog, like you're playing with house money a little bit, right? Like you could be a little bit loose. Like nobody thinks that you're supposed to be here. Whereas the Eagles now with the Lions being out have all this pressure on them to have to go out there and perform. Like obviously the Eagles are loaded with talent. They've got Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, who's a man amongst boys. So it's going to be a tough matchup here for the Commanders. But the one thing that I would say, Emily, that's helped get them to this point as well is their resiliency. They're a tough bunch, and I think that's going to make a difference.
Absolutely. It's, awe-inspiring. It's really something to pay attention to in future, see where they started and where they end at the end of the season.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, what was it, Danny? Jaden Daniels was the 2nd overall pick last year, right? So, I mean, you go from number 2 overall, which means that you're the 2nd worst team in the NFL in theory, record-wise, and now you're in the NFC Championship game. Like, it's crazy. And you're talking about how can the Broncos do this? How can the Broncos do that? I mean, it happens overnight. Like we saw them, 2 years ago now, float right around 500 this year, 10 wins, make the playoffs. And, we'll see what they can do, next year. So I think that's exciting for sure. So trying to take a page here out of the Commanders book. So Emily's going to go with the Commies. I'm going to go with the Commies as well. Like I said, all my friends hate Philly, even though I am wearing a Rocky Balboa hoodie today. So I guess I'm, showing some love to Philly with that. But I like it. I like the enthusiasm. I like the pick, and we're on the same page for that one. But let's talk a little Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs. I don't want to see the Chiefs win. I kind of feel like the Chiefs are going to win, but it is Buffalo. Is this the year of the Buffalo?
This was who I'd hope would be in the Super Bowl.
Buffalo?
This was my pairing.
Okay.
I was hoping, but here we are. So I think I'm going to go for the Bills.
Okay.
Because if the Chiefs make the Super Bowl, it's the first time in history that a team has made it 3 consecutive years. Is that what I heard? Am I right? No.
If they win, right? Yeah, there's never been a 3
Okay.
in the NFL because I feel like the Niners went 3 years in a row back in the day. The Patriots, I feel like, went 3 in a row. They what? Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. The Buffalo Bills went 4 times in a row and lost all 4. 2 to my Cowboys, though. So let's go. So it'll be interesting. But, yeah, Kansas City going for history here. So you're going with Buffalo in this game?
Mm-hmm.
So here's my strategy. I'm taking Buffalo this week as well. Am I expecting them to win? I don't know. I think it's a coin flip game. But the one thing I can guarantee you, if Kansas City gets to the Super Bowl, they're winning that thing.
Yeah.
They're going to win the thing. So what I'm going to do is what I did last year is I also hate San Francisco, who they played in the Super Bowl last year. So I loaded up my little sports betting app, boom, 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 put a little money on the Chiefs, and then I took myself out to a nice steak dinner the next night. So that's my strategy for if the Chiefs get to the Super Bowl. As much as I don't want to see them win, I'll be winning because I'm going to bet on them and hopefully, cash that and go get some nice food on the night after on the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm with you, though. I'm taking the Buffalo Bills this week. I feel like it's their time, right? Like at some point you gotta break through.
Yeah.
And I just don't think that this Kansas City Chiefs team, compared to the last 2 teams that have won the Super Bowl, even the one that won it or the one that lost it to Tom Brady in the Super Bowl a few years ago, like, I just don't think they're as good. Their defense is good. Mahomes is great. Kelsey's good, whatever. But Josh Allen's a grinder. Sean McDermott, the head coach, needs this game to help kind of solidify himself out there in Buffalo. They've got Amari Cooper. They've got some talent at tight end. They've got James Cook. I think it's going to be interesting, though, because this game is in Kansas City. right? If it was in Buffalo, I feel a little bit better about, Buffalo's chances, but they're going to have to go into the Lions Den and dethrone the champs.
Yeah,
So
it's going to be a nail biter for sure. I can't wait. I might sit down and watch the game.
you got it. You going to do it
I
at
might-
Hooters or?
Obviously, I'm going to do it at
Obviously.
Hooters.
I think I'm going to do it too, to be honest
Duh.
with you. I'm going to come. What time's the first game? Like 2:00 in the afternoon, I think. So it'll be like a 2:00 to 10:00 Hooters sesh, which is no complaints on my end.
Yeah,
I'll put
no.
it that way. So
You can work a shift, sit down here with a
I'm
table.
down. I'm very down. I think I like picking up on being here a few times and like having been in Aurora a few times, Westminster. I'm like, I think I could, just got to learn how to do the POS system, and then we'll be good to go. But so we'll see. Chiefs and Bills. Which game do you think is gonna be better?
Oh, the Chiefs and the Bills.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's some intrigue though with the Washington game, just because it's like, can the underdog do it?
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's going to be an interesting game to watch for sure. I think it's going to be a great setup for next season. I feel like this is really putting the fire under the fans' tuchus.
yeah.
And we're gonna have a really great season next year with all of the fans. I'm excited to be an NFL fan now. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's a good time to be an NFL fan, and these matchups are awesome. Okay, so Commanders, we're both on the Commanders, we're both on the Bills, so we agree on both of these games. Now let's move over to some totals here. Starting with Commanders and Eagles, over or under 47 points?
Over, but by like 2 points.
So you're like 49-50-ish.
Yeah,
range.
because if you look at the scores from the past week, they're all really tight games. Super close.
It's true.
So
I think I'm going to go over as well, just because I could see this being a little bit of a shootout type of game where, like, Washington finds Terry McLaurin down the sideline, right? Touchdown. Obviously, you've got Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley for Philadelphia. So I think it has a chance to be a little bit of a back and forth, high explosive type of game from a scoring perspective. So I like that. I think it's going to be a fun matchup either way. And then Bills Chiefs, over or under 48 points.
I'm going to say over. I think it's going to be brutal, and I think it's just going to be them dunking on each other back and forth and back and forth.
It could very well be that. I'm going to go the other way, just because I think I'm going to go under 48, because I think Kansas City, we've seen them be a little bit conservative. Like, I agree with you that they have some stopping power, so they could, run up the score just like that, as does Buffalo. But I think Kansas City's offense, it's hard to call it lackluster because of Patrick Mahomes, but I don't think it's been as explosive as it has been in years past. And frankly, I think Buffalo's going to be a little tight. I think they're going to be a little, little nervous. It's going to take them a minute to kind of get out of their heads a little bit and get down to playing football. So I could see Bills Chiefs being a little bit lower scoring. So I'll go under 48, but we both agree over 47 on Commanders and Eagles. And the final question here on the Hooters Challenge, a bit of a wild card. Which quarterback do you think is going to have the most passing yards this weekend? We've got Josh Allen, we've got Patrick Mahomes, Jaden Daniels, and Jalen Hurts.
Josh Allen.
I like that. Josh Allen. I think he's set up for the most success from a passing yards perspective. And you could really make a case for any of these guys, right? Like Josh Allen, I think it would be the natural kind of player that you gravitate towards for that. Patrick Mahomes, if he wants to, drop back in the pocket and let it rip, I mean, he could throw over 300 plus yards. I don't think it'll be Jalen Hurts just because they rely so much on their running game. I could see Jaden Daniels, though, the Commanders. I mean, tough kid, stays in the pocket, knows how to navigate around traffic, make some big plays. I could see it being Jaden Daniels. So that's the other thing for the challenge, like you kind of want to zig when others zag, because you want to try to get some points up on other people, right? So, like, let's say everybody's on Josh Allen and you're the one person who chooses Jaden Daniels. Well, everybody gets a 0 except for you. You're going to get the point if you choose somebody outside of the box there. So I'm going to go Jaden Daniels myself. Emily's going Josh Allen, but I don't think you could go wrong with either of those selections, to be completely honest with you. So those are the questions for this week, guys. Again, head over to social media at Mile High Sports and just pick who's going to win, Eagles or Commanders, Bills or Chiefs, over under on each of the games, and then let me know which quarterback you think will have the most passing yards by the end of the weekend. But okay, before we get out of here, talk to me again about these specials.
So we have $5 Hootie shots.
That's
green tea shots, purple Hooters. It's Jameson. We have some tequilas. We have Jack Fire,
Danny
Jack
and I know about the
Honey,
tequila.
Jack Apple, I'm pretty sure as well. There's a lot of shots. Ask your Hooters girl. Those shots do go quick, so you got to make sure that what you want is in stock.
Over under, how many shots do you think we took last night of tequila?
I don't know. I did watch y'all take a couple shots while I was walking down. I was like, hopefully that's because it's good.
It was good. It was good. I'll leave it at that.
All right.
Yeah, I looked at the the bill. Not that I was fine with the bill, but I was like, damn, we ordered. All right. It was a Thursday night,
It was a Thursday night.
We're here Friday morning, we're rocking and rolling here. So no, the Hootie shots are incredible. The wings are incredible. Let me ask you this. We're talking about underdogs with the Commanders. What's the underdog on the Hooters food menu? Like what's the item that is really good, but is maybe a little bit of a sleeper? I know I have a couple in my head.
I've said it before. I said now we're gonna talk back a couple of weeks when I was mentioning that Taylor Swift would eat the tender melt. I'm gonna say the tender melt.
I might get that today for lunch.
Tender melt, it's 3 chicken tenders, toss in whatever sauce you want, get the Daytona. Pretty sure it's cheddar and provolone on Texas toast. Add bacon. What else should you get? What else?
Bacon goes good with everything.
Get some tater tots.
I see the vision.
And a ranch. Yeah.
I think it's an appetizer.
Oh.
My sleeper is the beer cheese and pretzels.
Ooh.
They're very good.
You can't go wrong with a buffalo platter either. 6 bone-in wings, 6 boneless, and buffalo shrimp.
Yeah, buffalo shrimp. Like I remember the first time I had it, I was like, I don't know about buffalo shrimp, and then I had it, and I was like, now it makes sense.
And you can get everything tossed in a different sauce or dry
rub.
I
mean,
yeah.
What is there not to love about Hooters?
Don't sleep on the buffalo shrimp in a dry rub.
Which dry rub would you get?
Cajun.
That makes a lot of sense. Dang.
Cajun dry rub on the buffalo
I might have to get a smorgasbord of food
Yep.
after this, to be honest.
One of
with you.
everything, please.
Yeah, I know. I've been kind of eyeing the buffalo chicken sandwich because I know that's really good.
Mhm.
Like I've said before, man, I've never had a bad item on the Hooters menu. A gazillion different sauces, combinations galore. Be sure to check out our friends over at Hooters. But what else? Anything else the customers should know before we get out of here?
We are having a couple of specials for the big game. You guys can go ahead and place those orders now. Call in. I have, let's see, $2 off 10 wings, $4 off 20, and $6 off 50.
Ooh.
And then we have 2 different options, the big game party pack. So $82.99, 50 boneless wings, and then there's some options that you get to add on to that. So it's the 50 boneless wings for $82.99 or 50 bone-in wings for $93.36. It's 2 different sauces on the wings, 5 dressings, and then you can choose 2 appetizers. So those beer cheese and pretzels you mentioned, chips and queso, mozzarella sticks, lots of tots, or fried pickles. So you get to pick 2 of those.
Fried
5
pickles.
So what would your order be? Fried pickles,
the beer cheese and pretzels.
and then bone-in or boneless?
For the big game, I'm going bone-in.
Bone-in. What kind of sauce? You get 2.
I'm probably going for sure at least half hot. I feel like you got to be traditional. And then this is where it gets tough. I would personally go Daytona.
Mm-hmm.
I also like the honey sriracha.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think a barbecue option is ever bad either, just to kind of, give a little kind of different flavor profile. But I would go hot and Daytona. I just think the Daytona is so unique to Hooters.
Well, and Daytona's like a sweet and spicy barbecue.
Yeah, exactly. It's so good.
And that final little finishing touch of throwing it on the grill.
Yeah,
you can't go wrong.
It's unbeatable. And then I'm a blue cheese guy myself.
Blue cheese, okay. Ranch or blue cheese. I'm not picky.
I don't really.
Different.
I like ranch, but
different sauces need different dipping sauces.
That's fair.
That's my educated opinion.
Yeah, there's Emily's insights today on the Hooters menu. So make sure to check them out for the big game. It's a couple of weeks away here, folks. So get excited for that. We're going actually out to the Super Bowl for Radio Row, and we fly back like late Thursday night. So Friday morning is going to be an adventure the day before the Super Bowl here on the Hooters Football Friday show. So we're going to do our best to, keep it locked in, ready to go. But I'm probably coming out of here with an exfil of like 30 chicken wings, and I'm going to go home and rot on Friday and get ready for the big game on Sunday. So that is my plan after Radio Row out there in New Orleans. It's going to be a great time. So make sure to follow us on social media at Mile High Sports, and come check out Emily as well as Savannah, who's on assignment, as we like to say in the business, at Hooters Aurora. And again, 5 locations across Colorado. Let's go. Colorado Springs, Lone Tree, Westminster, Aurora, Loveland. Boom. 5 locations all across the Front Range. So be sure to check out our friends over at Hooters. But great job. Show off the little sash there one more time. Pageant was awesome last night. Tons of incredible ladies that did their thing with the costumes, the swimwear. I mean, the place was absolutely jam-packed, so be sure to come out to Hooters next year for the pageant as well and pick up a copy of My Life Sports Magazine. That way you guys never miss
we got them
what's
on
coming out.
every table here at Hooters.
It's true. It always makes me smile when we come out here, and I'm like, all right, magazine here, magazine there. We got the covers up around the place. So, no, it's phenomenal. So, all right, good stuff. For Emily from Hooters Aurora, I'm Aniello Piro. Check us out, Mile High Sports. Enter in the Hooters contest, Mile High Sports social media. That is going to do it for us on this week's installment of your Football Friday Hooters Spectacular. Enjoy the championship games this weekend, and we'll do it again next week.